Hello everyone, my name is Joe Scorso, channel is called Ethernet Wink, and today's the 14th episode, but it's day 15 of the Advent Code series that I'm doing. Really sorry I wasn't able to get to the video yesterday. I couldn't get part of it to work, so I'd rather put out no video than a bad one. We're gonna do two today. But yeah, this video is going to be about the parallel backtester again. We're doing multiple different strategies at once. That was the issue, was having the shared balance and an outright strategy. So we're going to hop into that. We're going to explain all the code. First off, you would have gotten updates on this, on the fact that I couldn't get to the upload on my X account first. And if you guys like to actively trade the My Algorithm with Lux Algo, might be something for you. You guys could subscribe to it and put it on your trading view charts and get more details about it from the link in the description. So let's hop into some code. So we're doing portfolio metrics today. So we're going to modify the backtester to be able to have multiple different tickers and strategies, as well as an outright hold. For each backtest, provide portfolio metrics. Plot each backtest with each window. All right. So we're going to check out our main first and what's different. And then we're going to go through the functions as they're called. So got our backtester, got our cache, got this stuff's all standard. We have our allocations here. So that means that we want to put 60% of the portfolio towards buy, 30% towards Square, and 10% towards Microsoft. So all that is, we're just splitting up our buying power for the specific strategies. So now for the parameters for our strategies, none means an outright hold. SQ is trading the Garch model strategy, and Microsoft is trading the Hertz Exponent strategy. Then we have these configs, which is the window, the take profit, and the stop loss that we're going to use. So now if we pass all of those to the run multiple windows function, we can see what's going on here. So pretty standard is get tasks based on the kind of strategy that we need. So for every single strategy that we have in the params, we're just going to make sure that we set it correctly to be for the correct ticker if we have a strategy. And then we're going to append the my goodness, we're going to append this specific run backtest portfolio because this is going to be a code routine. This is an async. This is an async function. We're going to append it to our task so that way we can get the results by an async IO gather. So now let's take a look at this function. This function is where we actually get the stock data for the correct allocations, right? The allocations will have the keys in it, will have the tickers. So we can get it through that with the start and the end date. For every ticker in our strategy params, then we're going to apply the correct strategy. We're going to go over this. And if there's not one, then we just need the raw data, right? Because it's just going to be like we're holding it outright. And so then we can get the results by simulating that portfolio, calculate some metrics on it, and then return everything. So let's go over our apply strategy first, because apply strategy is a little cool. Because in this code, I just have the calculate Garch, add Garch, and then calculate Hurst and add Hurst, just still in this class. So now let's apply strategies function. What's going on right here, right? Self-strategies is a dictionary that I have in my initialize function. And the point of this strategy is that I'm going to say I want the Garch strategy, so it's going to add it. It's going to call this function, right? And this function returns, okay, it doesn't say it returns it, but add Garch strategy, it returns the data. So that way, whenever we call self-strategies with the correct name, we get back the data with the strategy that we wanted to apply. So if we come back down here, that's all that's doing right there. So then it'll just get returned. Now we have our new data, and then we can put it to our data dictionary. And if not, we just have that ticker's stock data. So now we're actually going to simulate the portfolio. So we're going to come up here, have our initial balance and our transaction cost, and a default take profit and stop loss just in case there's anything ever wrong. It won't throw us an error. It'll still end up working. But so now we got to initialize some stuff. Portfolio balance, this is going to be the initial balance. Daily returns is going to be one data frame with everything in it, pretty much. And then we're going to put a portfolio column in it. That's going to be the initial balance. So now, get all of our positions together for each ticker. It'll be a key value pair. And yeah, I'm not sure we need entry price. Oh, yep, looks like we do. Regardless. Now we're going to loop through our daily return because that has everything in it. So that's like we need to update the portfolio, but in each one, we have to update it for each ticker. And then we're going to see what the return is for each ticker and then add that to the overall portfolio. So now for every ticker in our data dictionary, we're just going to go through and we're going to manage these trades, right? Pretty simple. If we're check existing position for take profit or stop loss, right? So make sure we handle long and shorts correctly. I made it very verbose. You probably can do it a little bit simpler than that, but I like to be this obvious when I write something like that. And then close position is exactly what it sounds like. Set the position to be, set this stuff to be correct, and then make sure that we just apply it to the portfolio balance correctly. Same thing for opening positions, right? We just want to make sure that we set our position data to be correct and just set everything else to be right. Make sure that we size it correctly with the allocations, and yeah, make sure that the direction is right. Nothing too groundbreaking going on right there, but it just has to be inside this for loop, and we have to make sure that we're doing it with the right ticker, or we have to make sure that we set the key value pairs right. So it can get complicated. Then we need to calculate the unrealized P&L if we can't close anything, so just simple stuff with the percentage return. And then we need to get the portfolio return, which is the actual daily return of everything, right? After it all, because we have the outright strategy. So now with the portfolio balance, we can just multiply it 1 plus the portfolio return because it's a percentage, and then we could just add it to the portfolio balance. Because remember, this is outside the loop, right? This is outside the loop, so we're going to get these portfolio balances updated the whole time, and then we're going to make sure that we set the whole column to be correct. This calculate portfolio metrics will give us pretty much how good everything is. So we're going to calculate our overall return, mean return, and the Sharpe ratio of it with those things, with that mean return and standard deviation return. It's relative to the portfolio. So ideally, you'd want to check this against like the S&P 500 itself, or like the 10-year bond, or something like that, something with a something considered riskless, so that way you can see if you're really getting bang for your buck. So now we're going to look at the max drawdown that we have here, just pretty much how low the portfolio ever goes at a given point in time, and then we're going to calculate. We're just going to return all of that. And so now we can use, what do I call this? I just don't see it right now. Yeah, right. Call this in the run portfolio backtest initially, because we call everything first. So this run multiple windows is what we call it first, and then everything gets called in that. So that way we can return the metrics with everything, and so that way for the results in the metrics, and then we can just enumerate and zip it, and then we could actually plot everything correctly. So if we open up a terminal and we run this, we could then get some. I'm not sure why I get this message, because I never use this. Like if I copy this and Control F, it's not in there. So if you guys know why that's like that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, so here now we have two strategies. So we have the first strategy, window 10, take profit 10%, stop loss 5%. Here's what we got. We got a mean return of 27%. Volatility is 1.66. Sharpe ratio is 2.5. Not really. Max drawdown is 14%. Total return is 84%. So pretty cool strategy, pretty nice. I'll take these ratios any day. And then the next one, window 20, profit 20, stop loss 10%. And then we just have some different details for it. So yeah, that is how we can add multiple different, and I'll even show you guys how much different it could be if you weight it differently. What just happened right there? Oh, I could hit tab by accident. If I were to change the weights of it to have more just holding SPY rather than trading square with the guard strategy, then we could see what the actual differences would be. Yeah, I apologize for not getting this video out yesterday. I was just having such a huge issue because of which data frame would actually have a signal or not, you know. And so we could see now that actively trading square would be very good for this strategy, because the total return just gets affected a lot. But you do have far less of a drawdown. You have 14%, 12%, as opposed to 5% and 5%. So yeah, that's how you could check for differences between different strategies and how to combine them in a better way. So yeah, the biggest annoyances come from actually managing it as one specific account balance. So that's why using the portfolio balance in this way to then actually keep track of it all at once, and then just pretty much add it all on at the end, and then add on your overall holds at the end. Breaks it up into steps a little bit easier, so that way we can just have an easier time. I always like to make things like this super obvious. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video. In the next video, we're going to be adding a stress tester to this. So basically, how would our strategies do with different market conditions, right? Pretty much how overfit are they? Can this handle every single kind of price environment? So that's what we're going to do in the next episode, which will be uploaded on the same day. So I'm going to see you guys in about 25 minutes. So you guys have a good day. I'll see you in the next one.